Hello again. Well, it's been a bit of a strange week with my channel. I've had more views in a week than I've had in the entire lifetime of the channel. So, and I've also picked up, I think, nearly 40 new subscribers. So, to all of you newcomers to my channel, thank you very much for subscribing, and I hope you find something of interest for you here. For the rest of you, or sorry for the other two of you, yeah, it's just more of the same. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on and see what's happening in the world. I've had a couple of jobs come in this week which have slowed me down. But I've still managed to get a couple of things done on the 165. On the response control lever, that stud had sheared off just below the surface. So I managed to weld on a washer and then a nut, and then get the stud out. And the other holes I freshened out with a 5.1mm drill, which is the tap drill size for a quarter UNC. So those are all nice and freshly tapped out with quarter UNC. So I'll be able to get that put back together with the cover and be able to screw the cover on properly there. One thing slightly interesting about this, if you look at the back, that's why you should wash your tractor off when you've been spreading fertilizer, because that's what's happened there. You can see there's been some there, and it's actually gone, actually just eaten right the way through. A few grains of fertilizer, get it damp, and that's what happens. On the final drive housings, the drain plug here was rusted off more or less flush with the surface there. There was no way to grip on it, nothing I could do. So again, same as the response control, I welded a washer and a nut on, and it screwed out nice and easily. And the thread's clean, everything is going to be fine to get that repaired. I've ordered a few of those because I'm sure I'll need some on the 175 as well. Still available from Agco, still getting them from any Agco dealer, which is good. As far as my pitted stubs go, what I've decided to do, and thank you for all the people who commented on this. I'm going to try both repairs on here. I'm not going to buy the new part because I would much rather make use of a good old part which has still got life in it than just buy a new part for the sake of it and then stick this in the scrap bin. Makes much more sense to me to try and make do with what we've got. Having said that, it's actually going to work out probably costing more to repair this properly than it is to just buy the new part. But anyway, that's not what we're about. We want it done properly. So I've ordered some speedy sleeves, which hopefully will be along next week, and some JB weld. So what I'll do is just build up that seal journal with some JB weld. Well, clean it off first, obviously. Sand it down so it's just filling in the pits, and then fit the speedy sleeves on top. Then I can get it all put back together, and the seals will have nice, clean, fresh seal journal to seal properly and keep the oil where it's supposed to be. The other one, Kim has very kindly agreed to weld up, or to machine these down to get rid of the pitting, then build up again with weld, and then machine down to the correct size for the seal. So some point in the future, watch out for some videos on her channel where she shows what she's going through when she's doing it. Okay. Apart from that, I've had a couple of customer jobs come in over the week which weren't very interesting, so I didn't film them for you. It's just somebody backed into something with a drill and bent it. But then I've had a lot of parts come in, I've had a lot of seals come in, some bearings, more bearings, and this, if you know what that is, say so in the comments. Interested to find out how many people recognise that. Anyway, so I've now got everything I need to get these final drives put back together and fitted, so I can get these put back on and get the one on the other side taken off and ready to work with. Well, we're down now at the right hand side of the bell housing on the 165, and I have taken off the clutch inspection plate that fits under there and got my bore scope up inside there, and so we've got the brake cross shaft here, the clutch cross shaft there, and just up there we have the control valve for multi-power. I could see it with the bore scope, but I couldn't get any pictures, any film of it that was good enough to share on YouTube anyway. But we know that that is there. So that shiny bit there, if you remember, is where the linkage comes through the dash up here, and there's a bell crank where it goes down through there, and then another bell crank inside there where it just pulls a spool valve in and out to engage high or low multi-power through choice. What I was planning on doing is a much more detailed talk about multi-power if you're interested, and why there's nothing wrong with it. It's a perfectly good system. A lot of people give it a lot of bad press because they say there's no engine braking in low, which is true, but that's the way it was designed, and it was designed that way for a reason. The fact that a lot of people who are buying these tractors now aren't aware of what that reason was and don't know how to use it properly is that's another matter. Anyway, so when I split this, I'll make the decision about whether to reinstate the multi-power, because the valve chest is in there. Valve chest, it's a valve. The valve is in there, but all the linkage is missing. The linkage I will only be able to get off a parts machine, if I can find a parts machine with multi-power. In fact, most of the pipe work inside here for the auxiliary pump, again, I'll probably only be able to get off a parts machine. Doesn't mean to say I can't do it, just means to say it's not going to be the easiest thing to do. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge again when we come to it. But to say that's not now going to happen until I split this thing, when I'll put a new clutch in at the same time. But anyway, yeah, so what I'll do is prepare a more detailed explanation of multi-power, how it works and why there's no engine braking in low, and I'll get that put out for you as soon as I can. Meanwhile, I think there's probably going to be another one joining the collection in the near future now. You'll have to wait and see what that is. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.